Alright people, what's up everyone, and welcome to another reaction video for today. And of course I'm here to take a look at the Marvel's Avengers Spider-Man gameplay that just came out. IGN had the exclusive hands-on preview, of course. I always get the exclusives. How come I don't get any exclusives? I'll play the game very well too. I swear I will, even though I've barely played Avengers. So of course this comes out soon, I think in like a week or so. And I think, wasn't it just confirmed that it's not a story expansion? Which I guess makes sense, because it would be kind of weird if it was a story expansion. Because then on Xbox, were they just gonna, like, for the next story expansion after this Spider-Man one, were they just gonna not mention the Spider-Man story at all for Xbox and PC? Because, you know, Spider-Man's exclusive to PlayStation consoles. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying, right? So it'd be a little weird. So I guess there's no story. So everybody hyping this up for over a year, saying, yeah, that's right, Microsoft and PC people. I think it's on Avengers is on PC, right? Whatever. Everybody else besides Sony, oh, we got it. Like, whatever. Anyway, let's see the gameplay at least. Maybe it'll be fun looking. Wait, actually, hold on. Why is the quality so bad? Actually, I just want to make a quick prediction before we watch this. My prediction, it's going to make me want to play Miles Morales again. All right, there you go. That's my prediction. Let's go. Let's go. There he is.
Finally, on November 30th, Spider-Man is swinging his way into Marvel's Avengers.
Okay.
If you're playing on PlayStation,
I'm actually not expecting
I recently got the chance to spend 2
that
hours
type of swinging. I thought it'd be kind of like limited,
but
it looked pretty good.
See everything the web slinger has to offer. I came away looking forward to using his abilities more, but a little worried about what it is I'll actually be doing with them.
Because there's no story, so...
A quick note here before we get going, that all the footage you're seeing here has been provided by the developers and not captured by us, so may not illustrate exactly what
might
I'm
actually
going
be
to be describing here. Peter Parker's introduction to Avengers is slightly different to previous DLC characters. Called a hero event instead of an operation, Spidey doesn't have any of his own story missions, but instead feels more akin to a character joining a hero shooter roster. As with every other Avenger, Spider-Man comes complete with his own unique moveset.
I guess it makes sense. The Black Panther one just came out, like, what, 2 months ago?
Centered on quick evades, perfect dodges, and quick-fire melee attacks, he plays somewhat similar to a more nimble Black Panther. While a lot of his strikes are your standard punches and kicks, every now and then a more Spidey-like contextual animation will trigger, which feels entirely in keeping with the character.
It just doesn't look as good as
has 3 heroic abilities.
It just doesn't look as good.
Area of effect damage and is naturally useful for crowd control, but also inflicts the new webbed status effect on
some enemies. It doesn't look as good as the Spider-Man game.
Once that effect bar is full, a webbed enemy becomes incapacitated and much easier to take down. The Spider Drone
Typical
is a
Spider-Man stuff.
AI companion that fires webs at any foe that wanders into its radius. You can choose whether to instruct it to roam a specific area of the fight, or set it to follow mode, offering some welcome flexibility on the battlefield. Lastly is Spider-Man's ultimate ability,
Calm down, Spider-Man.
Effectively,
you don't need to keep doing this shit.
Of webs that smashes down.
I mean, I guess he has always kind of done that stuff.
It works
Amazing Spider-Man had that a lot.
Thor's Bifrost ability. Spider-Man feels great in combat, which is not entirely surprising. Hero design has never been Marvel's Avengers' problem. The same, sadly, can't quite be said for how it feels to play as Spider-Man outside of a fight, though. In this preview build, I got to swing around the Eastern Seaboard region, which is the closest we're going to get to Peter's native Queens. A very high bar has been set by Insomniac when it comes to the fluid motion of Spidey, but even allowing some headroom, Avengers falls quite some distance short of it. Opting for the swing off of anything method, Spider-Man effectively swings from a glass ceiling in the air. In fairness to Crystal Dynamics, this is the only real option, with the majority of Avengers locations being rural, such as deserts and
so like the older Spider-Man
game.
The
developer also doesn't have the luxury of being able to design a whole city around the Spider-Man mechanics like Insomniac has. Despite this, some of the magic is
I feel like if you can't do that, then you just don't do Spider-Man.
Each launch into the air. But that magic often swiftly
in this
evaporates as Parker smacks his face into that aforementioned glass ceiling, and all sense of momentum is lost. The lack of true swinging freedom is noticeable, and while maybe it's unfair to compare it with the Insomniac version, it's honestly questionable whether the swinging here feels any better than Spider-Man 2 did on the PlayStation 2.
Spider-Man 2's web swinging still feels good. I was talking about more like Spider-Man 1, the movie game, where it's not an open world, and the swinging kind of all rough.
Stops you ascending somewhere past the 15th story like an out-of-service elevator. Stay low and you can build up some.
See, you still fight robots and armored man
you'll be met with some
people.
Pretty restricted forces. Describing Spidey's arrival as a hero event instead of an operation is basically code for don't expect any story missions. And that's exactly what you're getting. Apart from a short cutscene introducing Spider-Man to the rest of the team, the rest of what I saw of Peter's plotline about a suspicious chemical company was told through audio files, mainly emails and text messages read aloud, obtained once certain objectives were completed.
I hope the wait was worth it, guys.
Are all standard Avengers
oh, months of saying, haha, we get them, and everybody else doesn't. Hope it was worth it.
Missions. Apart
He
from
plays
a
worse than the
tutorial,
Insomniac
no
one,
mission
and there's no
content
story.
here. The lack of content is definitely frustrating,
No
and
shit.
those expecting a new set of Spider-Man story missions to play will be left disappointed.
Dude, the combat
One
looks
thing that
so
Spider-Man doesn't
weak.
lack, however, is outfits. Crystal
Okay,
Dynamics'
that's cool.
latest addition to their Marvel Skinematic universe comes with around 40 suits. There's every color
40?
under the
Wow,
sun imaginable, as well
Alright,
as some
that's kinda
fan
cool.
favorites from the
Oh,
comics,
nice.
such as the Spider
That looks
Noir
great. The
suit.
Noir
It's
one.
clear that
Okay,
a
does it have
great
Nick
deal of
Cage's
care's
voice,
been
though?
taken in
That's the
curating and
question.
designing these outfits. So
I
it's
would-
a shame
I would
that
play
the
it if
same
it did.
attention doesn't seem to have been paid elsewhere regarding new missions.
Dude,
or
remember the
Spidey's
Spider-Verse
traversal.
skin in
Spider-Man
Miles
has been a
Morales?
long
Good
time
lord,
coming to
I think that
Marvel's
might be the
Avengers,
best skin
and while
ever
it
in a
does
video
remain
game.
to be seen whether the wait has been worth it.
So
For
good.
the moment,
They had
his
the
addition
frame rate and
feels more
everything.
like a promise fulfilled through gritted teeth rather than one delivered with a smile.
I,
For more Spider-Man in Avengers, why not check out the latest trailer? And for everything else, stick with IGN.
I mean, it just looks bland to me. Like, I'm sure I'm gonna get hate for even like shitting on anything Spider-Man, but it's just like, why would you play that when you're so limited? And the combat doesn't look that good, at least compared to the Insomniac games. Which, by the way, even if you only have a PS4 now, you could get Spider-Man, the first Insomniac one, for like $15. So sure, Avengers, this is free if you have Avengers, but if you don't have Avengers, you still have to buy it. And if you're just buying Avengers for Spider-Man, which I'm sure some people are going to, they'll be like, well, Spider-Man's in it now, I'll definitely play it. Don't do it. Just buy the Spider-Man game. I'm sure if you're that big of a Spider-Man fan, you already have the Insomniac game, or if you already played it, just play it again. Play it again. Play it again. I can already tell you it's going to be much better. Like, look at IGN. Even they're like, yeah, I mean, it's alright. Gameplay's okay, but like, your swinging kind of sucks and there's no story shit. I mean, it's free, I guess, but like, a year of building this up, a year, and it's just like, there's no story. Like, even like a fun mini story that doesn't have to come back later in the Marvel's Avengers Square Enix universe, I guess, would have been preferable. Just like a small little story that doesn't really mean much later, so like people on Xbox don't need to feel like they missed out that much. And I guess you have that one motion comic, but it should still be there should still be a story, like an actual story, not like, hey guys, I'm here. We did a motion comic here. Look, hey, what's up? He's probably doing his little quippy things like, oh, I'm Spider-Man. Oh, what are you doing here, Cap? I don't know. And then Cap's like, oh, this guy sucks. I like the Tom Holland guy better because it's not Yuri Lowenthal. At least I don't think so. It didn't sound like him in the reveal trailer. I mean, if I was a huge Avengers fan, I'm talking about the game, obviously. I'd be disappointed, honestly. That's just me. I mean, I'm disappointed now, and I don't even play it. So, again, I would rather just play Miles Morales again, which I really do want to play again because it was so much fun. I actually like Miles Morales more than the first game, but that was just me. Anyway, I know that's just me because I don't think anybody would agree with that, but I think I just like his abilities more. Actually, if you agree, let me know. Anyway, there you go. That's Spider-Man exclusive hands-on preview gameplay demo, advanced copy, early access, fucking beta shit. I don't know.